So this video is a continuation of my previous video. My previous video, I talked about how I had an accident with my first driver and talking about team driving. So if you haven't checked out my first video, check out my first video and then you watch this one. So this one, I'm going to talk about my second co-driver. So my second co-driver was an older guy as well, and he couldn't, like I said, he couldn't speak a lot of English, and I think he also had difficulty reading some stuff, to the point that I actually agree with the American system when they say someone, if they cannot speak English well and communicate, they shouldn't be actually operating these trucks. Because I think at some instance I noticed that, okay, we literally went past a sign that was showing no engine braking. I know, the signs are there and all of us probably see it and we just engine brake the whole time. But that was one instance. It was like went into a neighborhood, not really neighborhood, but somewhere you're not supposed to engine brake, and it was engine braking the whole time. Another time was we went to pick up a load, and there was information, how to actually get in touch with the security, how to get in and all that, and everything was there. But then it was like, what should I do? I was like, yeah, but it's there. If you read the saying, call blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, okay, you get it. So he had trouble with English and even communication, because I remember when he was on his shift and he needs to get in touch with the dispatch, to tell them, hey, I'm having trouble with this, blah blah, I need help. It was really, when he tries to talk to them, you notice that the people he's talking to, they don't really understand what he's saying, and he's really struggling to explain and to make them understand what he's saying, to some point whereby if I'm awake, I'll be like, hey, I can help you, I can talk to them. So I explain to them and let them know exactly what he's trying to do. So yeah, that he had trouble with English, and also technology. The tablet, like to get around the tablet, to find things, the easy things he would, but the ones where, like, if you go to a stop and you have to read up things, and he really had a hard time. So the thing is, the more time you spend trying to figure out things, the less time you're driving. Okay, and doing OTR over the road, we literally have to be moving. So when we're standing still or you're trying to figure out something, it's not good for us, because they say the wheels are not rolling, you're not making money. So if you have a co-driver who spends a lot of time trying to figure out things, you're going to lose time, you're going to lose money. So we would spend a lot of time with him trying to figure out things. So things didn't work out really well, and I think I was with him for only a week or two, and I told my dispatch, I was like, no, I need to get a new guy. I don't think this is gonna work out. But hey, this is the thing, the guy was good. Like when he was done with everything, the computer, the tablet, driving, he would drive. I didn't have so many problems with him driving, but the thing is, he spent a lot of time trying to figure out things. And trust me, if you're gonna take 1.5 hours to get done with everything and get on the road, and I take 30 minutes to get done with everything and get on the road, we're losing 1 hour. So if we're losing 1 hour every day for 7 days, that's a lot of time. Okay, that's a lot of money as well. So I needed someone who was competent, to my level. Okay, he was good, but to my level, I felt like I was being dragged, so, and also I couldn't sleep. Like I said, I mentioned a little bit in the first video, I couldn't sleep because every time he had trouble with the tablet or something wasn't going right, he would wake me up to come and help him. So you don't want to be sleeping and then, hey, you go back to sleep. Hey, okay, so you don't really rest enough. So yeah, I had trouble with him. And well, the thing is, if you tell your dispatch that, hey, it's not working out with this guy, they get you a new guy. So they give me this guy, young, former Marine. He's a veteran. He was a veteran, and but then he was going into police. So I started working with him. He's doing everything good. He's really fast. We're moving. You look at your paycheck, you're like, oh, okay, that looks good. So we worked the first 3 weeks with him, first month, kind of. So we go back home to California. But then he had told me already that, hey, I applied for police, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. He was like unsure when he was going to join. It was like anytime. I was like, okay, so could it be like in the next month, a month or two? When? He was like, I don't know, but probably next month, a month down the road or two. And guess what? When we come back on the road, he tells me, hey, Alan, I had an interview, whatever it is he did, and they told him, oh, you can start in about 2 weeks. So I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I was supposed to work with him for 2 weeks. But like I said in the previous video, he had to do a sleep test. I think it was apnea. They're trying to figure out if you have apnea, sleeping disorder. And if you do, I don't know if you can keep driving or something. So he did the first 2 tests in the first 3 weeks. The guys who do the test were like, we don't see any results. So he had to do a third one. And like I explained in the last video, he had to do it from California. So he had to move from Texas to California, and in the process, I was like, you know what? No, I don't think team driving is for me, because as a team driver, anything that happens to your co-driver affects you. What does that mean? If I'm your co-driver and I have to take care of someone who is sick at home and I cannot be away, that means you have to wait until I'm done taking care of that person, then we get back on the road. Like now, he had to do a sleep test and he had to do it from California. We had to go, because when we was in Texas, we had a load going to Utah. Okay, they had to redirect us to California. Why? Because he has to take the test, and that means if he's out for 3 days, you're out for 3 days. They can try to find you someone to cover you those days, but it's not always guaranteed. If I get sick and I cannot drive for 3 days, my co-driver cannot drive for 3 days, because it's a team. But if both of you guys are good, like nothing is happening outside, your private life, and you guys are just rolling, then it's good. It's really good. You guys are just moving and moving and moving. But if that's not the case, then team driving is not good. It wasn't for me. I didn't have luck, I guess. I didn't have good luck with team driving, because I had a guy who had an accident. He wasn't good, couldn't speak English. A guy who was gonna go into police. He had an apnea test. Okay, it was kind of like inconsistent. Okay, 1 week you do very good miles, very good pay. The next week you go down, because so it wasn't something for me. So now this is how I transitioned to solo driver. So I think about it. I'm like, okay, you know what? No, I'm done. Enough is enough. So I reach out to my driver team leader. I tell him, hey, you know what? Because he was already trying to find me someone to drive with. He was like, oh, I have this guy, very experienced, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hey, look, because I told him, hey, I need someone who is experienced, because I already had 3 years of truck driving from Sweden, So in the US, actually, let me tell you, the truth of the matter is that truck driving in Sweden, the trucks we used to drive, number one, they're way longer than the ones here. These are semi trailers, they call them semis. We had doubles, way longer, way harder to reverse. And also in the US, I noticed they have doubles, but you don't reverse them. There's a way they drive them into whatever, but you never reverse a double in the US. In Sweden, we used to reverse doubles. So I can tell you, truck driving in Sweden is tougher. The trucks are tougher to handle than here. These semi trucks, very easy things. Okay, so I told them I needed someone who has experience, someone who is effective. So they were trying to get me someone who was, I think, 5 years or 7 years experience. I was like, no, I'm done. No, I don't want team. I want to go solo. So he's like, hey, I understand. I tell him, hey, look, I have had a guy who had a crash, English. Now this guy is going, no more. And they're like, okay, cool. So that is how I transitioned into solo. So when we was in Arizona, they gave me this truck, a National 2026, almost brand new, 58,489 miles. And I drove the other guy to California, dropped him off, and that's it. So now I'm going to be riding solo this truck. I'm going to be doing, and I'm not going to be really doing OTR over the road right now. I'm going to be doing something called dedicated 11 western states. So it's the states on the western side: Oregon, Nevada, California, Colorado, I think. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing for now. Yeah, and so now I have a lot of space. No one in my vicinity. I can do anything I want. Okay, and I can be able to record more YouTube videos. Okay, because before it was hard. You have someone there, you cannot tell them, okay, it was tricky. But anyway, make sure to check out my videos. I'm going to be putting out a video or two every week, probably. So make sure to check them out, okay? And don't forget to write like a big shot. Leave a comment. Tell me if there's anything you want me to comment about, okay? Or talk about. Other than that, write like a big shot. I'm out.